Hey guys, it's Sean Z90. I wanted to talk today about the story of why I changed my name and stuff like that. When I was like 5, I changed my name to Kirk. Okay. Uh, Now I was like, I had always grown up to. As I was growing up, I realized that I wanted to be a boy. Like I realized that I was supposed to be a boy. At 5, before the Kirk thing. uh, I was actually in a changing room, a girls' changing room, wondering, why am I in here? I'm supposed to be in with the boys. So it's amazing what you know when you're a kid. Um, of course, you can't fully wrap your mind around it until you get older, maybe. Um, but it was just, I just remember that. Uh, so I changed my name to Kirk. I didn't tell my parents. I just changed my name and pretended like with myself. You know what I mean? Only I knew that I was Kirk, other than maybe telling my mom once, and of course I was a little kid, so she was like, whatever. But I always emulated boys, like boy things. Dressed as a boy, even with super long hair down to the middle of my back. I wanted to look like a boy. I wanted to be a boy. So I changed my name to Kirk, and I had this little photograph of a sprint car racer, and I put Kirk and then my last name on the back of it. It wasn't me. I was like 5 years old, but I was pretending it was me. That's what I did. I pretended to be a boy ever since I was a little kid. Um, so anyway, around 9, I changed my name to Chad. I don't have a story behind that one. But I do remember, ever since I was like 5 years old, I was always watching Happy Days. Okay, the show, the sitcom there. And I always wanted to be like Fonzie. Like the bad boy persona always attracted me to it. And I always tried to be that way. Didn't work, but I always wanted to be somebody different than who I was. So around 9, I changed my name to Chad. Like I said, I don't have a story behind that one, but I do remember writing that, like we would play school or whatever, like my family would, and I would be Chad. Anyways, so when I was about 10 years old, I watched this movie with this kid that went to he went to college. He was like 13, went to college. He was a boy genius, and he went as the name Charlie, like that was his name. But he also, and I don't remember the plot or how it led up to this, but he also went to junior high school, and he was Chaz there, a completely different person than who he was. He was just a completely different persona, a bad boy persona, always causing trouble, and stuff like that. It was cool. That, like I said, that always attracted me ever since I was a little kid. And as I got older, it kind of, we'll get there. Anyways, I was bullied throughout like elementary, junior high, high school. I was bullied, as many of us are, ever since I was a kid, and always known as who I used to be, and always picked on. Like, I knew I was different than everybody, but I couldn't fully wrap my mind around what was different about me. I just knew I didn't fit in, and I tried everything I possibly could do to fit in. So, around 15, I was watching this documentary, and like I said, I still didn't know. I still didn't know anything other than I felt differently than other people, and I felt like I should be a boy, and I wasn't, and I couldn't figure out why. So I was watching a documentary called True Life, and it was actually this guy that was around my age, he was transgender. He's transgender. And he had just had his top surgery. And he was talking about it. He was talking about Stop it! He was talking about everything that he went through and everything, and I realized that put a word to describe what I was feeling. Transgender. I looked it up, and did research on it and everything, and I'm like, that's me. That's me. That's the word? Like, I finally figured out something that just reflected who I was as a person that I didn't know before. And it was uplifting. Around this time, I was diagnosed with mental illnesses and stuff like that, so I was in and out of institutions. And but after I saw that, I told my Mom, I think I'm transgender. And of course, she's old school, she was born in the 40s, and didn't have a clue what the hell I was talking about. And so she did some research on it, and she came across this movie called Boys Don't Cry at Walmart or something, and got it for me, thinking, oh my God, this will help him so much. So I watched it, and it was good up until the ending scene, and the ending scene for any trans person is terrifying, okay? If you watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to give it away. It was scary. And, props to my mom for trying to help me, kudos, but that scared me even more. So I was in and out of institutions, and, I had really long hair up until about 13, and then I cut it for the first time. Of course, it wasn't a boy haircut, okay? It was one of the short, spiky, girly haircuts. I did not like it. But my mom's like, you're not getting your hair cut like a boy. She just didn't understand until I reached about 15 years old, and I cut my hair again. I had been growing it for a few years and cut it again. Still didn't get it the way I wanted it, but at least it was short and spiky, and I was excited, and so I was in and out of institutions and everything, and that's when I developed the Sean persona, just being a complete boy, dressing like a boy. I wore boy clothes. I was so excited because I didn't have to shave my legs anymore because I'm a boy. And, it was very exciting. It was uplifting, everything. Unfortunately, I was in institutions where I tried to be everybody else, okay? I tried to emulate everybody else like I did when I was a kid. So I changed my everything about me, whether it be my gender identity, my sexual orientation, just everything to fit in, okay? That's always been something that I've done, is try to change everything about myself just to fit in with certain people. So I got out of the institutions, and I was around 19 and decided I'm going to change my name to Sean. And it wasn't confusion like everybody else thought it was. It wasn't that. It was just I was trying to emulate everybody around me, so I would change everything about myself. So I was in and out of, this one particular relationship where she didn't believe in transgender stuff. She just didn't. So I changed myself for her too. So it was just everything about me I would change. Until, her and I ended up breaking up and everything, and that was pretty much the best thing that ever happened to me. And I started to transition. I didn't physically transition, but I started to call myself Sean. I had the short haircut. I did not dress up in short haircuts and a skirt like I was with this other chick, you know. And I felt much more me. I felt like, oh my God, I can do this for the rest of my life. This is exciting. This is me. So, you know, Kasha and I met each other when I was almost 21 when her and I met. I'm 26 now. And I was super excited because I finally got to be who I was meant to be. I got to be Sean. You know, at this time I ran into girlfriends and things of that nature that didn't accept me, didn't accept the fact that I'm trans, didn't accept the fact that I wanted to be a boy. You know, they didn't accept anything about me. They did for a while, and then it got too much for them, or whatever the case. And that's when I first got my first binder, and I was so excited. I still remember getting it that day, and just the amount of confidence that you get when you have a big chest like mine and you're wearing sports bras all the time. It gets a little annoying because people are looking at you funny, and it's just very uncomfortable. So this flattened me out completely. You know, it was really exciting because I'd never felt something like that before. You know, I've always felt like I was trapped in a body that didn't belong to me, sure. But I never had a way of kind of morphing my body to look like I didn't have that type of body. So I was super excited about it. And I started to physically transition when I was 23. And I was really excited about that too. I'd waited for, 3 years previous to this, and all that time before that. But I think everything happens when it's supposed to. And, social media and stuff has been my friend since 15. Because I've been able to be somebody that I wanted to be. Not exactly be somebody different than who I am, but I didn't have the judgments, and I didn't have the people picking on me, and I didn't have all of that. So I was able to open up on a completely different level than I was person to person. I still sit in rooms and I look around and I'm like, oh my God, what are they thinking about me? Like, on here I can open up. I can tell you guys what's up. I can tell you guys what I've been through. Because in real life, people don't listen to me. They have a preconceived idea of who I am just by me telling them, hey, I'm trans. They don't know anything I've been through. This is my outlet. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. It was all over the place. I apologize. My brain just does that. So I will talk to you guys later, and have a good night. Bye.